Hey, what's going on, everybody? Yoshi the Oreo here. I know a video that's outside the regular scheduled Saturday. I know, weird, shocker. Uh, but I was watching a video from Sean the Legend. I feel like this is something that needs to be highlighted. So there's this guy right here. You can see right here on my screen. Who runs a company by the name of Ruach Entertainment. So Sean the Legend here found another Christian YouTuber who ultimately believes, shocker, this is new here, that video games are bad and are brainwashing you. Okay, so typically, let's put on our big brain boy hats, Typically, when a person says something is evil, that's so freaking evil that they have to participate in it, more than likely they're trying to scam you. They're trying to centralize your wealth underneath themselves in order for them to enrich themselves because, despite the fact this guy keeps talking about woke, 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 let's be honest, anybody who keeps saying the word woke but they don't tell you exactly what it is, which is basically cultural Marxism, tell them to fuck off, because at that point that person is trying to mislead you. Like, think of it in terms of the whole culture war thing. Are you going to fight an enemy where your so-called resistance cannot call the enemy exactly what the fuck it is, and it is always calling it by some code name as opposed to the name that it goes by? That is not an ally. That is not a person trying to sell you a product because they're trying to generally sell the product, or they have some type of passion for like making that product. They are trying to scam you, and this guy just kind of comes off like a scam artist. And I'm gonna go to his website.
Ugh. Brother, ugh.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. You understand that?
And on the first page, it's a Kickstarter, by the way. That's one red flag. Another red flag is this goofy ass little title for their Christian game, Judges Tower Defense, coming soon. I'm gonna play this real quick.
This is the story of Yahweh's people, enslaved in Egypt for generations. The light freed them from their chains. Escaping their oppressors, they crossed the Red Sea and fled towards the country of their ancestors, the promised land of Canaan. They traveled through the desert wilderness for 40 long years, with the light guiding their path. At long last, they were back in the land of their forefathers. Israel prospered greatly because the light was with them. Darkness stirred the hearts of mankind. Israel turned away from the light, and evil forces like ferocious Philistines constantly raided and oppressed them. Israel suffered greatly, causing them to turn back to the light again. Yahweh heard the cries of his people and raised up mighty heroes to defend them. They were the judges.
Okay, so based off that trailer, this game looks kind of ass. And another thing I've noticed, since this guy likes to be a Christian game developer, I've noticed that he used the word Yahweh. Now, keep in mind, I'm not an expert when it comes to Christian theology, but typically when I hear that name Yahweh, I only hear it in certain spaces. Mostly in Islamic spaces when it comes to that name Yahweh, or Nation of Islam. And even if I do hear it in a Christian setting, it's mostly in like a Christian setting in terms of like Christian theology, and it's not typically a word that's used in like normal service or like going to church every Sunday. So that's an interesting choice of word there, buddy, Mr. Runch Entertainment there, especially if you look right here on the page right here. It says, Jews do not typically utter the name Yahweh in worship or daily speech due to its holiness. So then at that point, you know, since Christians and Jews do share this ideology, this religion, right there, you kind of like show you're not really much of a Christian because you're using a word that is considered very sacred. And then Christians, on the other hand, they do use the name Yahweh, although it's more commonly known as Jehovah. And I know that a lot because, you know, I listened to a lot of Kirk Franklin back in the day before, you know, all the bullshit started happening with him. You know, the whole Jehovah Jireh and all that stuff, you know. We love you. We love it. I'm not gonna sing the whole song or anything, but like, you know what I mean. So yeah, I find this very fascinating, guys. So let's go back to this page real quick, and let's go to his little webpage, bringing truth into entertainment. Okay, now keep in mind, I want people to understand something here. This motherfucker just got on his channel, by the way. You should watch the video. Is constantly talking about how woke is ruining entertainment, and that woke is ruining entertainment by bringing their truth TM into entertainment, which is honestly the main reason why entertainment is going on a downhill spiral ever since I've switched back to 2020. And yet here he is doing the exact same thing he's blaming the woke of doing, which is basically inserting their politics into entertainment, which we all know ain't gonna fucking sell. Our goal, our team is dedicated to creating life-changing games for everyone. Unless you don't hold our political values, then get the fuck out. Tired of the entertainment industry's one-sided values, we've seen darkness take hold of media, schools, and entertainment, leading people away from the light. TM trademark. Okay, so let me go ahead and mention something right here. While what they are saying is true, this is something called a misdirection. And what do I mean by that? Well, a misdirection is someone takes a truth, right? Which is basically, yes, there is some type of darkness, quote unquote, that is taking hold of media, schools, and entertainment, which is basically woke, which is basically cultural Marxism, by the way, for people who do not know what that is. And it actually is transforming our entertainment, it's transforming our education to the point to where it's dilapidating our youth. And the new generation seems to be coming out a lot more dumber than they appear to be. That's a truth. But the problem here is that they take that truth and they lead it to an entirely different direction as opposed to a true solution to the problem, which is basically make a product without your fucking without your fucking politics in it. Because you can't sit here and say woke is ruining entertainment because they're inserting their politics and then turn around and do the exact same thing you want to fucking do. That's hypocritical. And don't get me wrong, I'm one of those people that want people to create, right? I want you to create. The thing is, you need to remove your fucking politics out of entertainment. Get that shit out of here. If you want people, like, let's look at our entertainment before, you know, you started noticing woke. How is it we rehash the same message over and over and over and over and over and over again, and they still sell? That's because the message is packaged in a story that's actually good, because it's entertainment first, moral second. Entertainment first, moral second. Not morals first, entertainment second, because what's going to happen is you're going to put your morals first, your entertainment last, and based on the fucking title screen of your so-called Kickstarter game. It already looks like a fucking mobile app game. So like, yeah, like this is not gonna sell well. I can already tell. Because if the jackasses on the left can't get my money based on me being black, what makes you think you're gonna get my money based on you being a Christian? Our mission is to change that by bringing the truth, TM, into entertainment, or the truth, our politics, into entertainment, knowing that only our politics can set people free. By creating high quality, which I'm pretty sure that's going to be very lacking, engaging games for believers and non-believers, that's a lie by the way, we aim to show the truth of life itself without being cheesy or cliche. Meanwhile, look at that. And I swear to God, like, as much as they're talking about, you know, they're not trying to be cheesy, like, this looks like a title screen from a mobile out game that's been out for quite some time. I just can't remember the name of it. And we're gonna go over here to the little, you know, learn more page, and oh, look at that, they got the little cute little Bible quotes at the top and everything. Oh, how a Christian. Hey, there's only like 2 of them here. That's a sin. There's only like 2 of them here. I'm not learning the Bible from you. You're doing a horrible job. The meaning of roach. Oh, so you know he's gonna teach us. He's gonna educate us on the word. Am I saying that right? Roach. I'm gonna call it roach. The Hebrew word roach means wind, breath, or spirit. The corresponding Greek word is. I've seen this name in Genshin Impact a lot. It was introduced in the Fortana. Pneuma. I think that's what pronounced Pneuma. Both words are commonly used in passages referring to the Holy Spirit. God's Ruach is the source of life. Wow, that's very facetious. I can't even. Excuse me, I'm just being black for a second. I don't know how to fucking pronounce certain words. We choose this name because we intend to create spiritual games loaded with our political politics, inspired and led by the Holy Spirit. And okay, this is why I have to like sit here and stop right here for a second. We are a group of nobodies creating life-changing games for a world full of somebody. We got tired of the entertainment industry forcing its one-sided political views and values, so it's time for us to do the exact same thing and say that we're better and it's better for us to do it because here are 10 reasons why it's better for us to force our fucking politics down your guy. Morals, teachings, and teachings into movies, TV series, and games, slowly changing how people think about the truth of life. For too long, we have ignored this, with the result being that darkness has now mostly taken over the media, schools, and the entertainment industry, pulling people away from our light. We aim to change that by bringing our politics into entertainment. Notice how they have that in bold right here. Let me zoom in right there. Yeah, notice how that's in bold. Yeah, right there in bold. Bringing truth into entertainment. Okay, again, I'm gonna keep saying this over and over and over. I'm not saying you're not allowed to create, but I am saying keep your fucking politics at your product, because the second you start doing that is the second entertainment takes a backseat. So I'm already expecting your fucking games to come out to the same quality as a mobile. We plan to do this by creating fun and enlightening entertainment that people of all ages, cultures would enjoy, unless you're a Marxist or socialist or communist. Then you wouldn't like this. But then, you know, this is just their flavor of Marxism at this point. Our goal is to create God-honoring games that will change lives in a space that is apparently inherently evil and teaching people that, you know, Satan's cool and the devil is awesome and hell is a cool place. Which, last I checked, no one is actually saying that. So I don't know where the fuck they're getting that from. I mean, in most cases, people are probably saying that in terms of just, you know, pissing you the fuck off. And you take it to heart value. Our objective is not to make cheesy Christian games, that's a goddamn lie, but to create high quality fun games for both believers and unbelievers so that we can show them that our politics is life itself. DLM Christian lifestyle. Ruach Entertainment is a division of a DLM Christian lifestyle, a registered 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to teaching the truth in love through various forms of media. Through Ruach Entertainment, we aim to engage and inspire through entertainment of our politics, extending our outreach and sharing the message of the truth in a way that's accessible and enjoyable to all. Okay. And also, like, shout out to Sean the Legend for coming out with that video. But I already know what the hell these guys' games are gonna come out. They're gonna come out in the same fucking quality as, Conquered and all the rest of the fucking bull. It's all about the message that they wanted to deliver as opposed to just creating actual good content. Because if you were actually creating good content, you would just focus on just making good content and telling people, oh, by the way, I happen to be a Christian and here's my Bible and here's a verse that you all can take home and not fucking practice. And man, to be honest, I'm getting kind of sick and tired of this shit. Like, here's the suggestion. Take a page from someone like Eric, where he is making a product, not because he wants to be the alternative, because he feels as though so long as he doesn't do what they do, he can still get some customers and audience to buy his product. He's making it because he is actually passionate about comics. This is a guy that grew up in like the nerd industry. He grew up on Superman and Wonder Woman and Dr. Voodoo and a whole bunch of other names that some people don't even fucking remember, let alone even know. That's my biggest criticism, is get your fucking politics out of entertainment. No one gives two shits in a solid fucking. If they do, they're just dumb, low IQ dumbasses that's willing to give you money, and you know how much of a fact they are dumbasses because you're presenting yourself as the alternative, and your alternative solution is nothing more than mobile game app slop. And if they're gonna give you that money, you know for a fact, I know that they're not giving it to you because it's a good product. They're giving it to you because you're wearing their identity on their sleeves and they're fucking retarded.